Shalom, shalom, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Pulse of Israel here in our, well, no, not our eternal and ancestral homelands. Today I'm in Boca Raton. Beautiful, beautiful Boca, not in the Judean hills, not in our ancestral biblical homelands, the land of Israel, waiting patiently to get back home as soon as possible. In the meantime, trying to bring the inspiring, politically incorrect truth about Israel, the Jewish people, the freedom-loving world, and this war to as many people as possible to understand what the Jewish people are going through, the tragedy, as well as the inspiring unity and strength that we're going through in the land of Israel today. So if you're in Boca and you want to come listen to me speak Saturday night, Motzei Shabbat, contact me and I'll send you the information. And if you come up to me afterwards and say hi so we can meet in person. In the meantime, today's update and then going a little deeper into the issues. Number one, all these years that we have been attacked by Hamas in Gaza with all their rockets, the Israeli government and the IDF and Israeli intelligence always knew that Hamas headquarters were under Shifa Hospital. Shifa Hospital is like the largest hospital in Gaza City, in northern Gaza. And always, the media narrative was, we can never go to Shifa, we can never risk Israeli lives, soldiers' lives to go to Shifa, we're never going to be able to get rid of the Hamas headquarters, it's under a hospital, we're never going to be able to do it because it's under a hospital and it's too dangerous, yada, yada, yada. That has been the media narrative forever. And today, not only is the IDF in northern Gaza, or throughout Gaza, not just northern Gaza, and I'll get to that in a second, the IDF are in Shifa Hospital. They have gone into the tunnels under Shifa Hospital. They are getting rid of Hamas militants, both under Shifa Hospital and in Shifa Hospital, and finding so much ammunition and guns and equipment that Hamas had in these Hamas headquarters under Shifa Hospital. And thank God, I don't know if there were any gun battles in the tunnels because Hamas ran away. But the point is, after all these years of the media and even the military establishment scaring us, scaring the Israeli public that Israel will never be able to get rid of Hamas because we never will be able to go to Shifa Hospital and do what is necessary to fight and destroy Hamas because they use the hospital as a shield to shield them, using all the patients, using all the doctors, taking evil advantage over civilians and medical establishment, that Israel wouldn't do anything in order to protect ourselves. It's happening. We're there. The Israeli intelligence and military is doing it. We're taking care of northern Gaza one house at a time, one community at a time. They're at Shifa Hospital. They're pushing Hamas down south. Hamas is coming apart at the seams. I'm sure they still have tens of thousands of fighters throughout Gaza. Not many left anymore in northern Gaza, but we still have to take care of all the tunnel infrastructure because there are hundreds of miles of tunnel infrastructure underneath Gaza, using the whole Gaza civilian population as human shields. And yes, even the hospitals and the schools and the public institutions. Evil. But guys, it's unbelievable. We're there. We're in Shifa Hospital. All right, that's update number one. Update number two. Most of the IDF's efforts lately, until this point, have been focused on northern Gaza. Gaza City is I think it's the largest city in the Gaza Strip, and it's in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. Understand, folks, when we're talking about the Gaza Strip, the state of Israel itself is smaller than the size of the state of New Jersey. We're a small country. The Gaza Strip is only like 24, 25 miles. It's a strip. It's a small strip. It's not that large an area. But still, we have to be strategic how we deal with it militarily to defeat Hamas, get rid of all the evil Arab Muslim jihadism in there, and take it back and liberate it and reestablish Israeli rule there to ensure that there never be any threat of violence from there whatsoever to any Jew ever again. So they started from the north, and they're pushing down from the north. And they basically, the first strategic point was to cut off Gaza City, meaning they went in from the north of the Gaza Strip, and they went in from the south of Gaza City to basically do a sort of siege on Gaza City, both from the north and the south, and then they came in from the sea, from the west, and from the east, and that's what basically been the military strategy for northern Gaza. Now, they've started going down south. Khan Yunis is one of the Gaza cities down south. And the IDF is right now taking care of Khan Yunis. Pushing in, I think they're pushing in from the east, basically trying to create a whole security area, security zone, to push away all the Arabs away as possible from the fence area that's next to Israel. Now, if you ask me, we should get rid of all of Khan Yunis, just like we should get rid of all of Gaza City, and just like we should allow all those Arab Muslims to immigrate and live other places in the world where they won't be propped up by international funding and your taxpayer money to teach their kindergarten children to hate Jews and kill Jews and dream about being martyrs one day. That's the solution. Let them live anywhere else in the world, but not there with international funding and Iranian funding and Qatar funding that allows them to be a genocidal culture to kill us and constantly perpetuate the war. But the fact that the IDF are now down in South Gaza, in Khan Yunis as well, that's another amazing, amazing accomplishment. Now, I want to take this war effort outside of Israel for a second. And I want to bring you to Europe. And I'll just use Britain for an example. Right now, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Muslims are rioting and protesting in support of genocide, in support of the evil Hamas, right? Screaming from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, basically means that they're all for genocide and destroying the Jewish state of Israel and killing Jews. That's what it means, because if from the river to the sea is that means no Israel. So we're not here. So it's total genocidal. They're going crazy in European cities and European capitals. But I want to share you on an interview that I just saw recently of a British, I think it was a British politician or a British influencer, where he basically said, like, why are you guys creating all this havoc and violence in London? You're losing our support. That's what he said. You're losing our support. See? Because the Britons are starting to think, wait a second, why are you guys desecrating our monuments in London? Why are you using violence against British police officers? We got nothing to do with Israel. Like, you want to go out and protest? Go, have a peaceful protest. But they're being violent. And Britons, this politician was waking up and saying, oh my God, you're going to lose our support. And that's a positive development, because it's important people wake up, because it's not about Israel. It's not about the Jews. This insane Islamic jihadism is out to get the whole freedom-loving world. That's what Islamic jihadism is about. That's in the Quran. It's about taking over the world by forced conversion or the sword and making the whole world Islamic. So it's not about Israel. So it's about time the Europeans wake up and realize, oh my God, the Muslims in your midst, maybe not all of them, but many of them are out to overtake your countries. And they know they're doing it right now by using their womb, by having overbearing the population with a significant percentage of a Muslim population in these European countries to then take over using the democratic system. Very simple. When you have enough of a Muslim population, the politicians are going to pander to them in order to get their votes. And little by little, you change the demographics, you change the politics, and you change the country. And up until now, Europeans have really been asleep at the wheel. But now, because they're coming out supporting the genocide against Jews and the destruction of Israel in this war, and using violence in European cities, little by little, at least this British person, this politician, was saying he's waking up, and maybe other Britons are waking up, many other Europeans are waking up, but it's an important wake-up process if those Europeans want to save their countries from the Muslim invasion that they've allowed happen through the mass immigration over the years. And finally, I want to touch upon this topic. Someone brought up a very important point. Did you notice that up until a little bit ago, the numbers of dead and injured were like climbing astronomically day by day from Gaza? And again, where the numbers coming from? The numbers are coming from the Hamas Health Ministry. Hamas lying to the world that they didn't behead babies and burn babies and mutilate Jewish women and cut off their different body parts. It's like Hamas lie. You think they're going to tell the world the truth about their numbers of dead and injured? No, don't trust anything that comes out of Gaza. It's from Hamas. It's like the media is parroting the information that comes out from the Hamas health ministry. They're blatant liars, trying to use the world's with their lies as a PR campaign to gain sympathy. So here's the deal. At first, the numbers were climbing steadily, and it got up to like 10,000 dead, right? All of a sudden, the numbers stopped climbing. So an analyst here in Israel said the following. He goes, in the beginning, Hamas were ramping up the numbers to go really high, thinking that it would generate them sympathy from the world to stop Israel. Well, it has generated sympathy from the world, and they have the call for Israel for a ceasefire have been growing, but it hasn't brought upon the pressure to stop Israel like Hamas wanted. Now, as the numbers go up, right, as their fake numbers go up, we don't know what the real numbers are, all of a sudden, the higher the number goes up, Hamas looks bad. It looks like they're doing a horrible job. It looks like Israel is being victorious and winning. So now that they realize that their strategy of trying to shame the world by the high number of potential injured and dead, it's not working to change the tide against Israel, so they've slowed down raising the numbers in order not to look bad, as if like they're doing a bad job in what they're trying to accomplish against us and killing us and destroying the Jewish state of Israel. So even though that's like a really weird positive development, it is a positive development. And we have to stick with the truth. And if you're interested in sticking with the truth, and you're interested in being inspired by what's really going on, and understand the strength and unity of the Jewish people and how we're dealing with this growing Jew-hating anti-Semitism in the name of a fake cause called Palestine, continue following me. All right? If you're not yet a subscriber to my Pulse of Israel videos, go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe. And if you like this video and you want to help us get it seen by many more people, click on the donate button on pulseofisrael.com so we can have the money to help promote it to be seen by many more people. I'm about to be here in Boca Raton for Shabbat. Enjoy beautiful Boca behind me. It really is beautiful. I've enjoyed meeting family who actually live in the area and being hosted by them. It's been unbelievable, wonderful opportunity. Family is everything. And if you're in Boca and you want to come hear me speak Saturday night, Motzei Shabbat, contact me and I'll send you the information. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And even though I'm here trying to do what I can for Israel and the Jewish people, I can't wait to get home to my homeland with my people and defend ourselves and put my IDF uniform back on and do what's necessary to stop and the evil that we're up against and stand up in these redemptive times in bringing the redemption that's coming. Tragedy happened, but we're doing what we can to make sure only good's coming. Only good, mostly good. There's still going to be bad things, but mostly good, and the trajectory is going to be positive, positive, positive. Signing off for another episode of Pulse of Israel. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Shalom. Looking forward to being back home in Israel and doing it from the beautiful Janain house.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.